And welcome to Kyoudai Ai, the mostly weekly podcast where two brothers geek out about everything Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. Or at least the seasons we've watched so far. I'm your host, superjollymac, and I'm joined by my brother and co-host, DonTheVan. So let's dive into all of the toku and anime goodness we love. Grab your driver, your changer, your cell phones that take animal jewels, cue the theme songs, and let's ride. So how you been, man?
I've been good. I caught a cramp in that intro.
One day, maybe I'll memorize it, and then we can just go off the bat. But also, I did not count, and like I thought I was going to, I just hit it. So
yeah, it's all good.
Whoops.
That was random. But I'm doing well. The past week has been very hectic, but we survived and we are here. So, how you been?
Not too bad. Hectic week as well. I'm doing a lot of things and no time to get any of them done, but somehow we get them done. So this week we should be able to catch up a little bit, or at least I should be able to catch up a little bit on my end the next couple weeks, because this should be the final. No, next week will be the final week for DandaDan. And then I think we have one more week of Gachiakuta. Then we'll have to figure out what we're going to do next. Whoops.
Oh, man.
But we'll have to figure out what to do next. And then there was one more thing. Yeah, but anyway, the next couple of weeks should be a little bit better.
Yeah, everything should be coming. It should be slow. I wouldn't say slowing down, but it should be coming together a little bit better.
Yeah. So let's keep it going. We can go ahead and get started. I think we start with what we've been playing. So you've been playing any games?
Nothing really. I started Resident Evil 2, and that was nice. That's cool. I really like that one better than the first one. Than the remaster with Jill and Chris. Yeah, I'm playing through Leon's story right now.
Wait, you're playing 2?
Resident Evil 2.
Okay, so not the remaster.
The remake.
Or the remake. You are playing the remake. Oh, I thought you played that already.
No, it's my first time playing it.
Okay.
Ever.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Good.
It's one of those games that I think holds up, and the remake did a good job. I like 3 too. 3 remake. I finished that a little while ago, and that was pretty fun.
I don't know why, but I heard that one was lackluster in like people's opinion.
I don't know. I mean, it was Resident Evil, old classic Resident Evil. Back in the day, I never beat 3. I would get to a certain point and then I would just stop. But the remake, I got all the way through the end. I had a good time with it.
Okay, I'm excited to play it, so I'm eager to see how it goes.
Yeah.
But right now I'm playing 2. I wanted to finish it by the time Silent Hill F came out, but that's not happening. So whenever I finish Leon's story, I'll start Silent Hill F. But yeah,
is F already out?
It comes out as of recording. Well, no, it comes out. Shoot, when does it come out?
Well, this one's going straight to the.
It comes out on the 26th of September.
I'm playing 14 still. I completed my relic weapon updated quest, so I got the first, or I guess this is the second level of the relic weapon. Looks pretty nice. It was a little bit of a grind, but the other getting the rest of them up to that level isn't as bad. So that's done. Now I'm trying to finish Luto. I think I'm close to finishing that one. And then I got to figure out what else to play. Because I know in a couple weeks, Ghosts of
Yotai.
Yeah, Yotai is coming out. So I got a couple weeks. Maybe I'll finish Persona before then. and I still need to get to Claire 33. What is it?
Exposition.
Yeah. But
Yeah, that one I feel like you're gonna really like that one. My friend's been playing that one, and he loves it. He plays JRPGs too.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's probably gonna have to wait until after Ghost of Yote, unless I switch them around.
Yeah. Have you heard about the controversy behind that one?
No, Yote.
with the devs, apparently there's like a boycott going on with it.
What? Why?
Yeah. So, oh man, hopefully I don't say names wrong, but there's like this guy. His name is, I think, Charlie Kirk or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And then like he got killed and whatnot. But like one of the producers on Yotai said something like crazy about like celebrating his death and whatnot, and like people are not happy about that, and they started like I think he said something like good or glad or something like that, or I don't know, but yeah. I was like, oh man. At this point in time, you don't say anything. You let the game come out and you let it do what it's gonna do, and you keep your opinions to yourself. It's whatever.
People have opinions. Good takes, bad takes. I don't know. Everybody has a voice. At this point, I don't know. I don't know what people expect. It's gonna happen. So
I think from a business standpoint,
you
just say nothing.
I get that, but still, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I also jumped into Phasmophobia the other night, just for like a quick game because they had their 5th year anniversary, I think. So I logged in real quick to get something. I don't know how long that's going for, but went in to kind of check out the new setup. I haven't seen too much of it yet, so I haven't played around with it too much. I just played one quick round, but it looks nice.
Okay,
same as always.
This then.
But I think that's games. So let's switch to listening to. What you been listening to?
Oh boy, what have I been listening to? I've been listening to a bunch of random stuff. I listened to Drake's new songs. I revisited Party Next Door's P4. I listened to some Sexy Songs, which is their joint album. I'm an OVO fan. I don't know what to say.
I see it.
I listened to JID's album.
Did you? Because that's going to be my listening to. That's the big one I listened to the past week.
Yeah.
So,
outside of that, it's just been a bunch of like one-off just singles and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
What'd you think about God Does Like Ugly? Did I talk about it last week?
Not for real.
Okay.
I think you're waiting until I listen to it, until we both listen to it. But it wasn't bad. It was nice. I'll probably have to listen to it again. But I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the listen when I did give it. There was a couple songs that kind of stood out. Like I liked Community. Obviously I liked Skate. VCRs was pretty nice in my opinion. I love Don Toliver, so What We On was that grabbed me, and then I think the one that you were talking about with Ty Dolla $ign and Black, that one was pretty good too.
Yeah, wholeheartedly.
But I gotta listen to it again to see if there's anything else to give it a solid chance.
There's like 3 that I like probably the most off of the album. I'd have to listen to it from the front again, but like 3 that I really like are just right off the bat are Skate, which I like. I don't like, it's not like top tier Sierra for me, but I still like it. I like the vibes. And then What We On, no, I don't know about What We On, but Wholeheartedly I like, and then Nobu, which comes on right after that, I like. It's like bam, 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 bam. Those 4 tracks in a row, I like.
Yeah.
The rest, the other ones were pretty good too. Like I have nothing negative to say about them, but those were my 4. The rest of them, like it's not really the the way he's going kind of shifts from, I think, some of his earlier work, but I think that's kind of what he wants to do anyway, because I don't think he, like the last album, I don't think that was the type of music he really wanted to make for the most part. So, but I like it all, but those are probably my biggest songs on it, especially Nobu and Wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I like when songs have good sequencing, or when albums have good sequencing.
Yeah.
It really sets it apart, lets you know who's serious about their craft.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Shoot, but that's it for listening. Did you watch anything new? I haven't.
Watching, no. I think I might get to watch it. Oh no, I did. I watched what's that movie? The MCU movie. New Avengers.
Oh, Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
You watched it? Fine. What you think?
No. No.
Why'd you say no?
No. That I don't know. No. That's
what? They saved the day with the hug, bro. That's how you do it.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it has its ups and downs. It has some cool moments, but also those downs are pretty down, bro.
Mostly downs. Like, no, I'm not trying to hate on anybody in the movie, like, but it wasn't for me. It was.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any even cool moments, like. Maybe randomly, yeah, they did some cool stuff, but in the end, it's like, what was the point? I don't know. That movie was weird.
Yeah, I thought one of the coolest scenes was, I guess, in no particular order, but like when they got into the spoilers for Thunderbolts, obviously, but when they got into when Yelena and like the four people, when they went to the vault and they were fighting each other at the same time.
Yo, right off the bat, I was like, geez, what? I'm not gonna do it because it's a spoiler, but like,
I know that was stupid. I know what you're talking about. And that was dumb. I didn't think that was gonna happen so soon or at all. That was ridiculous. They could have waited. They could have like waited a little bit further. And it was so sudden too. I said, "Oh wow." But the fight scene up until then was nice. That was cool.
Yeah, I mean, some of the fights were pretty good, but still, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
And I guess I like the sequence of them in the desert when they were in the car, and then Bucky was like chasing them or something like that. That was
pretty cool. But still, even then, it's just like the cohesiveness of it. I was just like, I don't know. It makes no sense. Yeah. All over the place. To put it nicely.
I'm with you. Yeah. Have you seen Fantastic Four?
I have not. That's on the list. I don't even know if it's because I wanted to see Thunderbolts first, but I couldn't find it in theaters.
Got you.
But we probably should have just watched Fantastic Four, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say, is it the greatest movie? No, but it was really enjoyable. I was very surprised.
Are you talking about? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fantastic Four. I was very surprised. I think you might like that one a little bit better.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, this one is Thunderbolts is like way down there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but like even is not the Inhumans. What were the?
Yeah. The Immortals.
Yeah, Immortals. I don't know. It might be better than Thunderbolts. And I didn't like that one either. So we'll see.
Oh man, that's saying a lot.
I don't know. They need to get the Secret Wars, reset this thing, and keep it a little bit lower key. I don't know. They gotta change it up a little bit. But that's all I ended up watching. Did you end up watching anything?
I saw Demon Slayer. I saw the movie.
Oh, okay. How was that?
I really liked it. It was long. I will say that, which makes sense since they're not doing any more seasons. And
they're not doing
movies.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's gonna be all movies from now on. So they got 2 more coming out, and that's it. But it was a long movie. It was like 2 to 3 hours, And yeah, but the fight scenes were magnificent. And they had a lot of like backstory, but that's also Demon Slayer. But I will say it was pretty long, the backstory. But it was necessary. So I mean, all in all, I liked it and I enjoyed it.
That
I was
might be the way.
debating going to see it again.
That might be the way for them to do it. If it's movies, maybe I can actually catch up and then just watch them. I might do that.
Just make sure you take a nap first. Only because it's a really long movie, in my opinion. It was touching like 3 hours in a sense. Like it was like 2.5 to 3. So yeah, it was long.
Yeah.
my dad went with me. I went with my friend and his sister, and then my dad tagged along because we had an extra ticket, and my dad fell asleep. he fell asleep next to me. He like dozed off. I'm not gonna lie, I almost dozed off too for a second. I was like, wait, I gotta stay up. But yeah, it was really good. All I'm gonna say is my man Zenetsu came through, and I'm so proud of him. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my guy.
Okay.
That's my guy. Locked in. Now he's my lock screen too. That's my dude. Heck yeah, bro. Yeah. Wait. There it is. Boom. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you. But that's it. That's all I saw.
All right. So no K-pop Demon Hunters?
It's still on the list. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna make that a big priority this week to get
do it next week. Maybe that's one of the things we could do on the off, like our break between seasons. I don't know how big the break is. I got to look at and see what the schedule is for fall releases.
Mm-hmm.
So but maybe that'll be 2 episodes from now. We'll see.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. No worries. But yeah, that's it. Well, I guess with that, we can jump into anime unless you have something else to add.
Let's get it.
All right. So with the anime, obviously we're doing Gachiakuta and we're doing DandaDan, and yes, there will be spoilers for all of it. Excuse me. So we're gonna start off with Gachiakuta, and if I'm not mistaken, this is episode 10 of Gachiakuta. Let me put my notes up. All right. My notes are here. Yes, we are on episode 10 of Gachiakuta, and it is called Penta, the Desert No Man's Land. And pretty much we pick up right where we left off with our cleaners getting their, I don't want to say tattoos, but getting their protective art. And there's a funny scene with Remlin, the new spellcaster. She's about to draw on Rudo, and like she has her little paint pen thing, and she just gets a cool idea and it turns into a tattoo. And Engin's like, "Hey, bro, that's a little permanent. Don't be doing a tattoo." And I thought that was really cool. But yeah, we get that, and they get all of their art, and they're walking out of the city of Canvas Town, and we see the 2 guys that couldn't get in last episode still out there trying to get in, and we find out that they can't get in because they wanted to steal the vital instrument pin that for the spellcasters because they think that they're more deserving of being the spellcasters. After that, we find out that Rudo's face mask is complete, and they head back to HQ to go ahead and get his face mask. And after they get his face mask, they begin their journey out into Penta, which is the desert no man's land. And they're looking for the lady that knows, or the lady that watches people come and go from the sphere. And when we get out there, one of the cleaners or supports, they notice that the sand isn't really sand. It's just like really, really fine, crushed up junk, trash, all of the above. And with that, they get busy with cleaning up some, I don't know if you can consider it light work because I don't really know what the enemies are like in the desert, but I'm gonna call them light work because they made it look flashy when they did it. So we get like a long fight sequence, and it's really cool. I like seeing I think Ryu. Man, I'm so bad with names. Her name is Ryu, right? Yeah, whatever. I like seeing, yes, it's Rio, Zonka, and Engine fighting up these trash monsters. And I noticed, I don't think I noticed it before, but Rio, she like rides the scissors like a surfboard through the sky. And like that's how she kind of fights with them. And I think that's pretty cool. It's like a mix between like a surfboard and like the hop skip thing that goes around your ankle and like you spin it around one leg. Um, and I thought that was really cool. But you get to see all three of them do their own thing against their own trash monsters, and then Rudo comes out of nowhere with his, I was gonna say quirk, but with his vital instrument power. And he grabs a keyboard this time and he's typing onto his keyboard and like it like types out onto the trash monster and it destroys the trash monster. But in the midst of the fighting, we see a woman in a tower far away. I'm guessing notice the presence of cleaners or vital instruments or noticing the fight. And so she leaves her tower and like she shows up at the end after Rudo is done with his trash monster and pretty much is like, yo, I'm the person you're looking for. Y'all were looking for me, but I found you, yada yada. And she was like, yo, it stinks down here. Let's go back to my tower. And they're all like, well, let's go. This made our trip super short. And for whatever reason, it cuts from that to them being in the tower and Engine's like literally like drooling at the mouth and like passes out. And Rudo's like, yo, what is happening? Who are you? And our mystery lady that stares at the sky is laughing. So yeah, that is oh, and then one more thing. The Raiders get sent out by their leader. So Jabber and his teammate get sent out to the desert too. We don't see them in the desert, but we see them get sent out. So, and that's Gachiakuta episode 10. Excuse me. What did you think about that one?
I thought it was pretty good. They seemed like they were moving at a pretty steady clip during this one. Yeah. I'm glad because I thought we would get stuck in the graffiti town for a little bit, learning a new character, kind of like they do on Naruto. Have a little side mission, learn the new character, try to get close to him. But nah, they were just like, yeah, all right, you're cool. You're a little bit quirky. We see you learning your powers. We learn a little bit more about how the different vital instruments can be used and how people kind of use their powers differently. And then we're just moving on to the next scene, and then we're moving on to the next scene. So they're moving at a pretty good clip. So I did like that. I liked Rudo's attack with the keyboard was pretty like ridiculous. So that made me laugh. And then I do like, because I was wondering what was going on with the lady, and then that quick cut to just Engine like being killed over is exactly right after he's like, yeah, I can probably handle it if something happens, and they just quick cut that he's about to pass out. I was like, okay, now I'm like, that's a good what is it called?
Time jump or not foreshadowing.
Man, they used to make movies like that. Why can't I remember it?
Not satire, is it?
No, it's kind of where they cut it off right before something's going to happen. Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So that was a good cliffhanger. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready for the next episode to see what's going to go down. So who knows? Maybe she's still a cool person. She's just quirky. People down here be weird, but I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go.
Maybe she's like a secret raider.
Could be a secret raider, but she could just be just crazy. You never know with this show. Like I have no idea where they're going half the time, but I'm here for it. Yeah. Let's go.
She could just be crazy and they said something wrong.
Yeah. Or they didn't say anything wrong. And she's just like, yeah, I want to show off my power or do something weird. I don't know.
I am interested to see what happens next.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna do anything in the episode. Like Engine took Rudo to like some trash heap to get like a bunch of trash.
Yeah.
And like he like fanned is not the right word. He became feral over it. So I don't know if he like has more of that trash stuff with him to use, but I feel like he left most of it in the truck.
Yeah, but he kind of pulled it out of nowhere. Like he pulled that keyboard out of nowhere. So, but then he can only give like I think his max was what 3 items before he passed out last time.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. He must have like a Mary Poppins type of jacket.
Yeah.
I will say, something to note in this episode when they arrived into the no man's land, and they had like the full face on. I was like, oh, this kind of brings the outfits together. Like, it really brings them like for me, it brings them together. I was like, okay, this makes way more sense than just like having your like regular face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, still a bit of a wonky outfit, but it looks better to me. So, but yeah, that's all I got for this episode. Do you have anything else?
Yep. No more.
All right. We are gonna move on to Dawn, to Dawn, to Dawn, to Dawn, to Dawn, to Dawn, Dawn, to Dawn, Dawn, Dawn. So we are on season 2, episode 11, which would be, if I'm not mistaken, episode 23.
Yeah, I think it's 23.
Of just all of it. Yeah. So this one also in pure DonTheVan fashion picks up right after the last one ends. This one is called Hey, It's a Kaiju, because hey, it's a kaiju, bro. And we have honestly, there's not much story going on here, but what we have is what's his name? Takakura and Momo, and also Kenji, I think is his name. Kenji? I have it written down. Hold on. Kenji.
Kinta.
Oh no, I don't. Kenta. I don't have it written down. Oh, I should write that down. Let me write that down. Kenta. Kenta. All right, cool. And Kenta, they're running from the kaiju, and they actually run into. I remember we talked about this last time. They run into Ira and Gigi, which is crazy because like they're like, oh great, and then Ira goes into yokai form, and I think Momo asks Gigi to take Kenta to a safe place, so he like runs off with them, and like they're gone. But we get the next fight scene with Momo, Okarun, and Ira fighting the kaiju, and they're doing okay. I mean, they're holding their own, but Ira is on this whole thing of just like, you know, call me leader, and obviously her and Momo still have their rivalry going on, which is not going to go anywhere. But they're fighting the kaiju, and it looks like Ira was actually kind of getting some good hits in. They managed to knock the kaiju over, and Ira, I guess, gets a little cocky or arrogant. Arrogant might not be the right word, but she thinks that they won because the kaiju disappears, and then Momo and Takakura are like, yo, nope, it's still there. It's camouflage. Be careful. And then she gets hit and knocked out of the way, and then the kaiju is yelling up into the air. And then we cut over to, Gigi and Kenta as they're running away, and and Kenta is like on his back, pretty much like sweating up a storm. And Gigi's like, yo, I see you're sweating, man. Just make sure you don't get that sweat on me. And then Kenta's like, oh, I thought you were a good guy, but no, you're just as mean or whatever he said as ever. And then he's like, no, bro, I just can't get your sweat on me. And then he literally gets like a drop of sweat on his cheek. And then he starts to turn into Evil Eye, but he controls it this time. Yeah, he did good. And he was like, whoo, you don't want to see what was about to happen. And as he says this, Kenta like recoils, and like literally all of his sweat follicles, all of his sweat drops onto Gigi, and he immediately transforms into Evil Eye, which surprisingly enough, he didn't blow anything up this time. He just transformed, and he's been gung-ho like, I just want to murder everybody and everything. And he was like, today must be Tuesday, and I'm gonna go fight Okarun. Bye. And he takes off towards the house. With that being said, what was it? Oh, also when he turns into Evil Eye, he like tosses his book bag into the ether, breaks a building, and it disappears into nowhere. That is important. And so when we go back to Momo and
Nowhere.
Ira, Yeah, nowhere. When we go back to Momo, Ira, and Okarun, um, Okarun goes all out and saves Ira, but he already went all out twice, and now he's all out of all outs. And so Momo catches him. Momo catches him, and then pretty much she has them, and like she starts to like run because like the kaiju is trying to like smash him up. And then out of nowhere, the bag that the evil eye threw hits the kaiju in the head and knocks it out. And I'm just like, bro, of course. Of course.
Skills.
When the evil eye has, yeah, of course he kills. Of course. And so with that, Momo takes this opportunity to run away, and she's carrying Okarun and Ira inside of her spirit hands. And so they make it all the way back to the house. This is where they run into... No. This is not where they run it. Not yet. So we find out Ira was faking, and she's like holding on to Okarun. And obviously Momo and Ira have a little altercation. But then this is when Evil Eye and Kenta show up, and then they're like, Evil Eye. And then they're like, wait, he still has his clothes on. So he transformed and didn't take his clothes off at all. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. He does have his clothes on. But they're trying to figure out a way to defeat the kaiju. And Momo and Okarun Okarun notices that the house is changing colors when Momo touches like the door pillars. And so they start looking at the alien tech that was used to rebuild the house. And they're like, okay, we can use this to fight the kaiju. And everybody's like trying to, I guess, come up with ideas. And Evil Eye, all he's saying is like, I want to murder. And, you know, classic Evil Eye, that guy. And so basically, Okarun's like, I got this. I'm going to transform the house into something we can use that's bigger than a kaiju. Because the kaiju woke up and is on his way to the house now and is closing in. And Okarun is having a hard time figuring it out. So Kenta is like, yo, I got this, bro. And then he transforms the house. At first, I thought he was going to transform the house into like some type of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Zord type of thing. But thanks to Momo, Miss Ayase, it turns into a giant Buddha statue. And that's actually where we leave off. So yeah, we're going to find out how they're going to fight the kaiju in a giant Buddha statue in next episode. Do you have any thoughts on that one?
Ridiculous as always, but somehow every scene worked. Like randomly throwing a bag and having it like call it. It's like he knows exactly where it's gonna land. It's gonna hit that kaiju right where they need it. The Daibutsu sama at the end, like the big Buddha. Like if you've ever been to Japan, they have like a couple of huge Buddhas, and like Momo's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, you were trying to make this cool, Robo, and I kind of messed it up with my idea. So I'm ready to see what's going to go down. We have our Kyoudai fight, our giant fight in DandaDan. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I was kind of wondering how Kenta would fit in with the crew, but I think he's got his own lane. It seems like he fits a spot that I kind of didn't even realize that they needed, or that there was a spot there that he could fit. So he's not going to get, it doesn't seem like he's going to get a yokai form. He'll just be the SF guy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Unless
they always just... Oh.
Unless stranger things have happened.
Yeah. Or maybe he'll just still Seiko's house whenever they need to help.
Yeah, they'll call him up. It'll be the command center.
Yeah. I don't know.
That'd be so funny.
They'd probably do it, but I'm here for it. I'm ready to see how they're going to do it.
Same. I will say I'm surprised they didn't turn Gigi back into Gigi. They just left him as Evil Eye.
Even that, it was like, oh snap, he held it back with the little drop. First I was like, what are you talking about with the sweat? And I was like, oh yeah, liquid. That's gonna turn him. And then when he did the double take and then all of it came at him, I was like, this show.
Yeah.
This freaking show. But it worked. Like I don't know how it hits, but it hits. So
every time.
every time it's like, that is so stupid, but it works. I don't know how they do it.
I didn't know I needed this.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. But yeah, I mean, a great episode. That's all I can say. This was a great episode.
Yeah.
As always. This honestly, it slowly is becoming one of my favorite shows.
DandaDan. Yeah,
Yes.
it's up there. I don't know if it would be like my number one. I don't even. Well, it might be in the top 10. It's just so weird and silly, and it shouldn't make sense, but it does.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
It's unique.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. It's way up there.
Hell yeah. But that's it for anime for this week, guys. So we're gonna move right on to the Katsu ramen, whatever.
Tokusatsu.
Tokusatsu.
So I'll get us started with Hyakujuu Sentai Gaoranger. We're starting with Quest 17. We're going to be doing Quest 17, 18, 19, and 20 for Gaoranger and Kamen Rider Agito as well. So if you haven't watched those episodes, you might want to leave and then come back after you're done. Find the time codes. They should be in the bottom, and poke around to where you want to go. If you're into Kamen Rider, skip ahead to the Kamen Rider. Sentai, stay here. So let's get it started with Quest 17. The elephant vanishes. Gachiakuta. The Rangers are around the command center, I guess. Their little base, HQ. They're rolling around. They're kind of depressed after the last fight. And then they kind of start training to try to get hyped up again. While they're training out in the field, they see an article about an elephant and then sign up for a tour. And it's really, really fishy. I have a note in here that's just roll on the floor laughing at Tsuetsue and Yabaiba. Like, this is ridiculous. I have, like, you catch them and you're like, okay, something weird's going on. And then they just I don't know. They're ridiculous, this arc. But the tour is, of course, a trap by Tsuetsue and Yabaiba. But it's only Blue and White that end up going on the tour. So it's those two and Bus Org, which are setting the trap to try to get more jewels for what's his face? Ura. So when Yabaiba, Tsuetsue, and Bus Org kind of spring their trap, Blue ends up throwing his giraffe jewel in order to try to help the rest of the passengers on the bus escape safely. And then as they're fighting, Red, Black, and Yellow show up to try to help, but they get stopped by Roki kind of right at the tunnel entrance that the bus was going through. Bus Org ends up coming back after he gets defeated. And eventually Blue gets the giraffe jewel back and he breaks out some new moves, just like his normal weapon skills kind of change into a like giraffe style. But they defeat Bus Org in the small mode. Then he goes into the Kyoudai fight, the large fight, and then the Rangers end up defeating him with Gao King. After that, Roki shows up with his demon beasts, and then they combine into the Gao Hunter, and they defeat the Gao Rangers and steal Gao Giraffe's jewel after the fight. And that's kind of where the episode ends out. Why are you cheering for the bad guy? Okay, what do you think about this episode, Quest 17?
First off, yeah, Roki's my guy. I love it. I'm cheering him on anytime I get. Heck yeah. You know I pick favorites. Roki is my favorite. Out of everybody in this show, Roki is number one for me.
Okay.
No shame. No shame. And then it's like Yobaiba and Tsuetsue. Hey man, I like what I like.
Yeah.
But I thought this episode was fun. I put in the beginning, like my notes, I was like, I kind of like, I don't know if this is the correct definition for it, but I would like more slice of life type of like interactions between like the Rangers and also the villains and stuff like that. Like, I do know it's a different team, but it's like that type of stuff really kind of built a connection to like the characters to make it more like, I don't know, to invest you a little bit more. So I did like the fact that they had like them being kind of like defeated in the beginning, and then seeing the ad, and you see like the interaction between white and black, I think, as they go. Yeah, and then blue tagged along, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I think normally it's white and who normally trains, because they've done this a couple times. I think it's white and blue normally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this time it was black for whatever reason,
or
it was just them three.
Yeah.
What am I doing? It was just them three this time. So, but I like that, and it reminded me of Slice of Life, kind of, because like they were training, they went out to train and they were looking for it, and then they were tired from running, and Black was like, "Give me some milk." I was like, "Okay," but yeah, I like seeing Yobaiba and Suisui outside of like their villain attire. It was kind of weird to see Yobaiba and like just like the mask and like a human face. I was like, huh, that's what it looks like. Yeah, not put the mask back on, but like, it's like, it's just weird. but yeah, it was cool. And then obviously, I mean, my guy came through and steamrolled the Rangers again. Like, he's on a roll, he's on a rampage. I love it. I'm here for it. Keep up the good work, my guy. You're doing us all. Oh, that cute. You're doing the Lord's work.
I don't know. You're on Team Evil, so I don't know if I would put the Lord's name in there.
Hey man, the Lord works in mysterious ways. That's all I'm saying. Hey, yeah. Roki's out here. He's making sure. Think about it. What if the Gaorangers are actually the bad guys, and also Yobaiba and Suisui, and Roki is like, they imprisoned him because he was gonna out them and like reveal their dark secrets, and now he's back for his revenge. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it just goes deeper. That's all I'm say. I would just say, think about it.
So the real hero of the story is Roki. Exactly. Everybody else. I mean, that's one way to look at it, I guess.
Exactly. And he's like purifying the Gallus crystals. Come on, let's go. Think about it. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
That's all I got for this one.
So let's move on to Quest 18, the Demon Beast Armament, Maju Buso. So we start out with Red sulking in front of Gao Lion, and then it's pretty funny. He has to psych himself up because he's like, everybody's losing all their jewels and all the animals are kind of disappearing to Roki. And then Ura sends Yabaiba and Tsuetsue out to bring Roki kind of in front of him because he's tired of him running off doing his own thing. But first, Clockwork finds him and tries to steal his little weapon by stopping time. But at the last second, Roki kind of shakes it off and then kind of slashes at him and gets Clockwork to work under him. Meanwhile, Red tries to psych everybody up, and then they run off to find Roki and the jewels, but the rest of the Rangers get taken away through time by Clockwork once they all kind of find Roki. So Clockwork takes everybody away, and then Red kind of squares off against Roki. I do have a note that for a second during this kind of section, I thought they were in the US kind of in classic times, like it was going to be a Civil War fight, and then they bust out the samurai and the ninjas, and I was like, yeah, okay, I don't know what I was expecting. I was like, this is ridiculous, why would they be in the US? And of course they're not in the US, so I'm like, okay, of course not. you're not quite that ridiculous, I guess. Yeah.
That would have been like in DandaDan territory. I'm not
but anyway, during the fight, Red ends up getting kind of defeated, or he looks defeated by Roki, and then he's about to kind of finish him off, and then at the last second, Red makes a comeback, and then the other Rangers defeat Clock, and then they break back into the normal time, and then they come together to help Red during his fight. They take out Clockwork, but then Roki makes Clockwork huge, so apparently he has the ability to make orgs get large as well. And then he kind of calls his Gal Hunter out in the fight. They team up to attack the Rangers, but they still end up taking out Clockwork. But then Roki calls out Gao Elephant and Gao Giraffe, and then kind of equips them to his. Oh no! First they fight, I think, solo mode, and then he kind of equips them to Gao Hunter to attack. In the end, Gao Gorilla and Gao Bears kind of come out to help. And then I think we end off the episode with Yabaiba and Suitsue out in a game center playing some games. And that's kind of just where they shut off the episode.
Yeah. I mean, they said, hey, ain't got nothing to do with us no more.
So
He's above us.
So you got your wish. A little bit more slice of life for those two. They're running around a game center getting addicted to playing games.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. They said, look, bro, you do your thing. We're going to take a break, get some, ices, get some cotton candy, play some arcade games. We're cool. We're straight.
Yep.
Yeah. This one was cool too. I mean, honestly, the star of the show is Roki. For real. Come on now. Like, my guy is out here going stupid. First off, the Clock Org tried to steal his flute, and he said, "Yeah, buddy, nah, I'm gonna need that back. Like, you're doing too much." Oh, he said, "As a matter of fact, you work for me now." Yo, he's crazy. I love it. I love it. That's my guy. And see, he has Gao Elephant and Gao Giraffe working for him. He's purifying the crystals. This is like a Gao animal civil war going on. This is literally Avengers Civil War. Yeah.
I mean, he's literally taking a jewel and then turning it into rock and like corrupting it. So I don't know if I get along with that one, but keep it going.
You say corrupt, I say purify. I will say Red was holding his own against them though for a little bit. Yeah. He was doing good. I gotta give credit where credit's due.
The power scaling in this show is still confusing AF, but like it was nice to see Red be able to hold his own against Rauki, but I don't know if he should or shouldn't at this point. I don't know. This show is weird about that. So, and 1 minute they can hold their own, the next one they can't, and then they're overpowered. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's the power of friendship, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. But
yeah, no, the only one who's had like steady power is Roki. Like he's been at the same level.
Yeah,
that's it.
He feels pretty consistent. Everybody else does not. But I thought the fight scenes were pretty cool. Clock Org was pretty entertaining. It feels like his power was underused, or maybe I just didn't understand his concept at all. But it should have been more powerful than I think it actually ended up being. He's like the second one like that, because first was Copy Org. Copy Org should have been a lot more powerful too.
Yeah.
But
my man should have created something similar to the Psycho Rangers. I don't understand, bro. I just don't get it, but it's okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up past scars. But overall, it was a fine episode. It was an episode.
I tried to heal, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. So we can go to the next one.
Yeah, we can move on to quest number 19. The Bison retires. Mogyu Datai. So we start out this episode learning that will be a new moon soon, and during new moons, Roki gets weaker because he had his seal released during a full moon, or at least that's kind of how they explain it. And then we find out that Black's real name is Saotaru. And before he became a Gaoranger, he was working at a flower shop with this other lady. So he randomly sees the woman he used to know and work with at the flower shop, and then goes off with her, ditching Blue all of a sudden. Meanwhile, the One Horns enlist the help of a new org, Glasses Org, who apparently gets guys to do whatever she says. So she's an org. She turns into a pair of glasses. She gets on a woman's face, and then she gets the guy to do whatever she wants. When Blue sees Yabaiba and Suitsue close by, he kind of says something to Black, and Black doesn't help during the fight. And then when they get away, Blue gets pissed off at Black. I don't know. It's kind of a reach during this part, but whatever it is. But Tsuetsue and Yabaiba are trying to get Black to give them his Gaojul, and that's why they kind of enlisted Glasses Org's help. So in the past, apparently Black had gotten hurt, and then during his sumo training, and he got when he gave up, he kind of bumped into, I think she was her name, the woman's name, and then immediately after he saw her, he fell in love, because he's done that multiple times by now. So anyway, now Glasses Org has taken over she, and then she gets Black to fight the Rangers and kind of take their jewels, or she's trying to convince Black to do that. But during that time, she breaks the control of Glasses Org and kind of tells them to stop. Then Black's jewel falls into the ocean. He jumps in after it while the rest of them fight the orgs. They defeat Small Glasses, and eventually Black finds his jewel. He summons Gao Bison, and then they transform into Soul King and defeat Glasses Org in Kyoudai form. At the end, Black is about to just leave the Rangers, but everybody meets up with him and then tells him that they believe in his ability and that he's going to come back and work hard, because that's what happens. So, but we end out the episode with learning that Chi, the woman that worked at the flower shop, actually likes Black as well. So Black had seen kind of this guy dropping her off, and he assumed that they were going to get married, but it was actually her telling that guy that she had somebody she liked. And we assume it's pretty much hinted that it is Black. So she wants him to finish what it is and then come back. And that's how we end the episode.
Yeah.
So, it was a cute episode. I don't know if I'm really feeling that backstory for Black as much as the one for like Pink and Red. Pink and Reds were pretty good. Yellows I've already forgotten. I think he's the only other one we've gotten his backstory for. But so far, Reds and Pinks were pretty good. Blacks, whatever. But
yeah. I mean, I only got one thing to say. My guy Doman would never, bro. This would never happen to him, man. This would never happen to my guy Doman. Black just does not have the same je ne sais quoi. He does not have the same pizzazz. He doesn't hold the same aura as my guy Doman. I'm sorry.
But apparently he does, because she likes him.
I mean, but does she though? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, apparently she does, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same. See, Black is not a closer. My man Doman, he's a closer. That's all I would say.
I just want to remind you that it took Doman a pretty good stint of time in order to close. So let's not get too carried away. Let's not get too carried away.
He was saving the whole time-space continuum. He was busy. He had things to do.
Sure.
Black has nothing to do. They're literally just standing around waiting on, I don't know, a water geyser to happen in their base. They're not doing anything. I don't know what to say, bro. I'm just calling it how I see it. At least Melvin had, like, he had time fluxes to worry about. Worried about the city blowing up in explosions. The city's not blowing up with the Gaorangers. The city's perfectly fine. I mean, I don't know.
Actually, I haven't really seen them attacking the city too much. Maybe only like a couple times, I think. But no, the orgs kind of go crazy in the city a couple times. But
I mean, but like compared to our Power Rangers, nah.
Yeah. But
they were standing on business fighting, and they had a day job. Several.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, the Gaoranger Rangers, they're just kind of there. Bro, he really could be working at the flower shop right now, living a whole normal life, and just anytime they need him, just call him, be like, yo, need you to come through. You know what? That really doesn't make sense to me. Why? Why did they call them out of their lives? They could have just been like, yo, when we need you, just show up. That's it. All right, cool. Like, and that could have been cool.
No idea. So before you
Take
get
the show apart.
before you get too lost in it, let's go ahead and finish out the week with Quest 20. So we'll move on to the last quest for the week. Quest 20, the maiden is captured. Fujo Torawaru. So we start out the episode with Red overhearing Yellow and Totomu talking about something, and it kind of looks fishy, so he goes off like Yellow and Totomu have a secret. Also, Roki comes back, and it looks like he has all of his powers back. So the moon is back, so now Roki's back. So Roki feels something and then goes to this spot, and he removes a seal, and it turns out to be Bike Org, who's a new org for this episode. The two of them see Yellow and Totomu, and then they attack, and then they take Totomu with them. Then we have a flashback to Totomu kind of hijacking Yellow as he's flying a fighter jet. So he's mid test flight, and then he kind of hijacks him, so nobody knows what happened to him. So Totomu just pops out on his plane and is like, "Hi," and gets him to fly off. I don't know.
That was perfect.
Oh, maybe this was when we learned about Yellow's backstory. He comes across. They start roaming the town in the flashback. They come across the then Scooter Org, and then Totomu is basically coaching him how to fight as a Gaoranger. So now we flash back to the normal times. I think Roki has Totomu tied up. He notices Totomu's jewel and says that he remembers that jewel. And then he kind of lets on that he knew her grandmother, Murasaki, who I think was the previous Miko. The Rangers end up finding the location, and then fighting ensues. So during the fight, I think they find out that Yellow couldn't defeat Scooter Org back in the day. So Totomu gave him a seal to seal him, so that eventually when he got stronger, he could come back and defeat him. But then he ends up defeating Bike Org, and Roki uses his wolf seeds again to make him large. They defeat Bike again, but then they get beaten by Roki, who then steals the Bear Bros who come to help them. He steals their Gao jewels from Yellow, and that's kind of where the episode lets out. What's that?
I said liberates, not steals.
Okay, that's where the episode ends off. So what did you think?
I thought this one was actually really good. Surprisingly enough, I thought this one was good in comparison to all the other. You got to think about this in like a Catan environment. This episode was really good. As far as the backstory, like I thought this is equivalent to when White got her backstory and when Red got his. I thought this was kind of equivalent.
No.
Or maybe I have just shades on because Roki's here again. I don't know.
I don't think they go that in depth with Yellow's past. So yeah, they're just like, yeah, he was flying a jet. Totomu saw him. It was like, yo, you're a ranger. Come with me. And then he's like, they don't even know where I am. So there's a fighter jet somewhere. I don't know how they're gonna fix that one, but
it's on the island. Just chilling.
It feels like his backstory got like 2 minutes. Whereas Red and Yellow got like the whole episode. We got some flashbacks and stuff and saw his previous fighting, but I mean, it wasn't horrible.
I feel like Yellow had an episode before that was kind of similar though.
I thought he did.
Wasn't it the one when he got the bears?
Yeah, but I don't think we learned that much about. We just saw somebody that seemed like they knew him, But I don't think we
maybe.
learned too much about his back. I think that's what I was thinking about with Yellow's backstory.
Yeah.
But we never really got too much of his backstory. I still don't think we did. We just know that he used to be a fighter pilot and got hijacked by Totomu.
Okay. So this is obviously just me being excited that Roki's back.
Yeah.
My bad. Guilty. But I thought this was cool. I like the fact that again, Roki's the star of the show. And he's like getting his backstory. He definitely gets getting backstory when he sees the jewel, and like you see that. I mean, she looks like her grandmother, obviously, but now that opens up a whole nother question. What was going on with them back in the day? Like, were they like together? Is that like his mentor? Like, what was going on? And something I guess something. I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. I mean, I don't really know what's gonna happen, or if this is even true, or who's gonna be the sixth stranger. But the fact that I do know that the sixth stranger in this one has like a wolf face, so I'm not sure if Roki's gonna turn into the ranger, or if like Tatamu,
Mm.
is that her name? Tatamu?
Totomu? Yeah.
Tatamu?
That's spoilers.
Or
Because we don't know anything about a wolf man.
yeah. I mean, I think it's a wolf. I don't know, but I don't know if she's gonna turn into the sixth ranger because of like their connection or something. I don't know, but that'd be kind of cool. That's a speculation. I don't know, but I am excited to see where this goes because at the end of the episode, he was like, "I need more information. I want to know more about your grandmother. Come with me."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Stand on business." But yeah. Anyways, he still put a whooping on the Rangers, so I'm cool.
Yeah.
And he liberated the Bear Bros.
Sure. Bear Bros got stolen, so the Rangers, their number of animal jewels have been significantly dwindled down to their original ones only, I think, except for Gao Gorilla. So I wonder if they're gonna end up taking him as well, because now Roki has like a lot. He's basically got more than the Rangers, I think, at this point. No. Because they all have. Well, no, he might.
Well, yes, he does. Like overall, he does.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So if they have a fight, I don't know.
He just came through, ran a fade, and dips.
Yep.
That's it. Also, I will say I like his little flute song when he calls his gal beast. He's like I was like, yes, sir.
Yeah. Definitely some Green Ranger vibes. So I wonder if they brought that back. They were like, yeah, people really like that, so let's bring it back. I don't know.
Heck yeah, I'm all for it. I'm here for it. Thank you, Roki, for saving this show.
Yeah. But that's it for quest number 20. And for the Gao Rangers for this week. So I think we can go ahead and move on to Kamen Rider Agito. Let's start with episode 17, Capture Tactics. So we start off with Gills fighting off the unknown that was trying to grab Aki. And then Aki is trying to leave while those two are busy. But before she can, Gills kind of chases off the unknown and then grabs her. Shoichi ends up showing up and looking for Aki, and then Aki kind of gives Ro the runaround, saying that she doesn't really know anything. And then they leave, and as they leave, Ryo kind of falls down in pain.
Yes, Ryo.
The police found Aki's license at the scene, so now they know that she's the person being targeted. Meanwhile, Aki had somehow convinced Shoichi that her story was true, so now she's able to hang out at the house again. Mana still isn't buying it, but I guess Shoichi kind of called the shot, so she's going along with it. Meanwhile, Hojo starts rattling the G3 crew, and even Hikawa. So Hikawa's like, yeah, I might be starting to think that Hojo is not such a nice person. And then the engineer's like, oh, really? Oh, really? Now? Okay.
what gave it away?
Yeah. So Hojo is starting to assemble his crew as Ryo shows up to ask more questions from Aki. So Hojo's kind of on the lookout. I think he's staking out Aki's house because he knows that the unknown's probably going to target her. And when it does, Agito's probably going to show up and he wants Agito. So anyway, as he's questioning Aki, as Ryo is questioning Aki, he collapses again. He wakes up and kind of overhears Aki talking to whoever contact is on the phone about him. And then he kind of gets angry and then runs off. Aki follows him and is about to take Ryo with her, but they both get attacked. Ryo transforms and then starts fighting and then gets hit by the capture squad, I guess, Hojo's capture squad. And then with their gas bullets, and then he kind of falls down and passes out. Then the unknown runs away, but it runs straight into Shoichi, who transforms and then defeats it. So Shoichi destroys the unknown, and then Gills wakes up at the last second, starts attacking the squad, and then right before he's about to hit Hojo, G3 jumps in, saves Hojo, and then they fight. Gills ends up running off during the fight, and then collapsing into Ryo, and that's kind of where the episode ends off. So, pretty packed episode. This episode, like they had a bunch in there. What did you think?
Yeah. I liked it actually. I will say, start off, the fights at the end were great. I love seeing I love seeing them all just kind of fighting each other. And I feel bad for that unknown. He literally left one shade and went straight into another one.
Straight into it. And then I think, Shoichi destroys him. I think he ends up slashing him in half. And it's ooh, hate to see it.
Yeah. But I love to watch it.
Yeah.
So, but I loved it. I think it's what this girl, Aki, bro. I mean, she's not as bad as Gojo.
Hojo.
That guy. It's not as bad as him, but she's just iffy. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is about her. I don't like it. But we're gonna see what happens with Ryo, because it looks like when he transformed and transformed back, his skin was starting to change a little bit, like on his hand, I think.
Yeah.
Like his fingers. So I don't know. When I saw that, I thought immediately oh, maybe he just needs to I don't know, get in water. His transformation is called gills. And
I thought about that too. It was well, maybe he should just go inside some water and then he would get better. But obviously, it's not going to be that easy. I mean, he did. That did happen before in a previous episode where Fishy guy was around, and then I don't know if he gave him power or if healed him somehow. But yeah, I was like, maybe he should just jump in water. I don't know.
He might, maybe. I don't know. He hasn't done it yet. Maybe he will. Maybe
that will be the answer. We broke it. We broke it. We figured it out.
That's it. We figured it out. That's it. Write that one down. Write that one. But Hojo, I don't know how dude didn't realize he was bad already.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about him. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. He's definitely public enemy number one.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. But other than that, I did like the episode, and it only gets better from here. So
yeah, solid episode. Let's go ahead and move over to episode 18, the new boss, Atarashi Boss. So apparently Aki has disappeared. So after the fight, Aki has disappeared, but before she disappeared, she sent Shoichi a key. So Shoichi decides to live alone in Aki's apartment, and then he starts working at a bakery. Uncle also comes back, and then everybody gives him the lowdown, and I guess he's in on the plan, which was okay, at this point, I guess we're just gonna walk along with it. But Shoichi decides to live alone at Aki's apartment, which also seems kind of weird. Then he starts working at the bakery. And at first I thought that maybe this was going to be where we got kind of the Oji-san from Kuga showing up. Maybe we would get our first Kuga reference, but then I realized that that's a different actor. I was like, maybe he owns a bakery now, but nope.
That's what I thought too. I'm not gonna.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, for a minute.
I said,
and then, yeah, I think it was just his voice, but when we got a good look at him, I was like, yeah, that's not him. Yeah. So then at the police force, the G3 unit gets a new observer, Tsukasa Ryuji, who apparently knows Hojo from before, because we learned that in the past, he ends up saving Hojo because Hojo was going off like he normally does and was about to get shot. And then Tsukasa kind of covers for him and gets shot in his arm, saves Hojo from getting shot. And then he tells Hojo to run after the perp. But as Tsukasa is in the hospital, his sister apparently gets murdered. So Hojo kind of blames himself for his sister getting killed because Tsukasa was in the hospital when it happened because of Hojo. And then we kind of see first show is still hanging out with Fishy Adult. I need to figure out what that mark is. But anyway, first show is hanging out with Fishy Adult and still kind of learning about humans. We see a person get killed by an unknown. And then while investigating the boss at Shoichi's workplace, the boss sees Hojo and Tsukasa walk in. And then he's like, he walks off, which is kind of fishy. And then he kind of has a scene where he gives Shoichi his notebook with all of his recipes of the breads he likes to make. And then he asks him if anything were to happen to him to keep it going. And then kind of that night, he gets killed by an unknown, like a mass perpetrator. We don't see who it is. He gets killed and then his body gets burned.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the unknown attacks some more people, and then G3 arrives to fight it, but it hits G3 really hard. And then Agito also ends up showing up and then fighting the unknown. They both kind of get shocked a couple times, and the unknown teleports around. But then Tsukasa and Hojo end up showing up at the scene as well. And then as soon as they show up, it looks like Fishy Adult kind of speaks through the unknown towards them, and he's like, humans should not kill other humans. And that's kind of where I think the episode ends off. So another packed episode. What'd you think about this one?
Man, it was so packed. I thought that obviously we thought that the bakery was going to be like a reference to Kuga. I don't know. I can't remember if we said there was anything weird going on with what's his name? The Nana's dad.
Yeah, Oji-san. I think
Oji-san.
They said he was off at a business thing or like a retreat or conference. But I do know the last time we saw him, I think, was when what's his face? Taichi? I think that's his name, was getting the mug, and then we saw the mug break, and that's the mug that's from the cafe that his brother kind of died at or used to frequent. So that was fishy, but it could have been anybody that left the mug. I don't know. That felt like a red herring. Yeah.
The new officer guy is interesting. I think I like the police meetings to a certain extent because you're getting a chance to see how they're thinking about the unknowns. I don't know if it's as I feel like it's a little bit different than Kuga and their police meetings, and how they came up with information. But I do like the fact that they're asking questions like, oh, well, what do you think's going on? And the G3 team is like, well, we think that the unknowns are targeting people with like special powers and whatnot and whatnot. And they're just talking about that and like, well, do you have proof? And it's like, well, and like, I don't know. I thought that was a little bit interesting, at least for this episode. I think it's weird that Shoichi wants to stay alone inside of Aki's apartment. I was like, okay, that's strange. You could just, I don't know, stay here and not go anywhere. But all right. But he said he wants to try to, yeah, like it's just weird. He said he wants to figure out himself and maybe like some time to alone would work. You know what? On second thought, okay.
Even then, like that's cool. But why are you staying in Aki's apartment? Like, get your own apartment, bro.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. On second thought, hey, that's free rent.
Yeah.
Hold it. With not paying rent, I think I'll take that too. He's like, hey, you know, it's a good opportunity for me to learn myself.
Yeah.
So, on second thought, I guess that's less weird, but I doubt that's what he's thinking. So yeah, but I mean that's about it though.
I like the episode. Yeah, we didn't see him. I did like the episode, but Tsukasa really like climbed the ranks really quick to be up on par with Hojo for like people I can't stand in the show.
Yeah,
because at first it's like, okay, they get an observer. Well, you know what? Maybe he'll be cool. I mean, he'll at least be impartial. And then he's like, yeah, I choose Hojo to be the person that I'm going to do it with. And they're like, oh no. And then he starts talking to Hojo and they're like, oh no. Even then, for a moment there, it's like, okay, well, maybe he's trying to teach Hojo how to really act and Hojo's just going off on something. But then it felt like they were in cahoots. So, I mean, yeah. No.
Yeah.
But
nah.
Overall, decent episode.
Yeah.
So we can keep it moving to episode 19. Breakup decision. Kaisan Keitai? Keitei. The unknown sees Hojo and Tsukasa. So we start off the episode right where we left off on the previous episode. The unknown looking at Hojo and Tsukasa and saying people shouldn't kill other people, and then he kind of disappears. At the police station, Tsukasa and Hojo begin trying to dismantle the G3 unit. So they're like, yeah, the G3 unit is flawed. They don't know anything that's going on with the unknowns. They have all of these ideas about what's going on, but they're incorrect. And then Hojo goes to gloat at Hikawa and then notices Hikawa is eating a sandwich. So he's telling Hikawa that, well, you're going to love today's meeting because I hear something very nice is going to happen. But Hikawa is eating a sandwich from the cafe that Shoichi works at now, and it's a pickle sandwich. We also learned that in the past, Tsukasa's sister used to make pickle sandwiches. So at the first scene of the first crime, Hojo picked up a bag and it had a pickle sandwich in it, and he was wary of showing it to Tsukasa or find out that's why he didn't want to show it to Tsukasa, because it might bring up bad memories. Then he approaches Tsukasa with so basically he approaches Tsukasa with information showing that he suspects him of killing the bakery boss. So now we're going to have to break this down. It's a little complicated. So what had happened was in the past, Tsukasa's sister was murdered while he was in the hospital after getting shot covering for Hojo. So he always suspected that the perpetrator of the murder was the bakery owner who was engaged to his sister, but there was no proof to it, and the owner kind of disappeared after it happened. So as soon as he saw the owner, he was like, I'm gonna kill him. And then he kills him in a way to try to frame the unknown for the murder. So Hojo kind of lays it all out there to him, and he's like, yeah, I figured out what happened. This is how I figured it all out. And I'm telling you about it now. which was pretty cool. I will give them this. I didn't think they could get me to sympathize with Hojo at all. Because Hojo is the worst.
Yeah.
But during this episode, I was like, oh, okay. Maybe he's not that bad. So let's hold it off, because that was a pretty big thing. He sees the sandwich, he makes the connections, and he's like, okay. For a second there, I was like, well, he's just gonna sit on it. And they cut to him, and it's like, should I say something? Should I not say something? And then he does the right thing, and then he comes forward.
Yeah.
And then they kind of walk off to the meeting, probably for Tsukasa to turn himself in. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the main chunk of this episode, is that whole thing, which was, we'll get to it at the end. But anyway, meanwhile, Agito fights and destroys the unknown. So he destroys it. Shoichi hears a strange knock at the door, and then at Aki's apartment, because he's moved into the apartment. He goes to answer the door, and then Ryo kind of collapses inside the apartment. So that's the end of the episode. Yeah. So most of this episode was taken up by the mystery of who killed the owner. So I can just keep going. I really like this episode. It was kind of weird to have it so focused on the mystery of the owner dying and nothing to do with the unknowns. Like, that was just kind of like the B story for this episode.
Cut out. Say it again.
It was kind of weird for the main story for this episode to be kind of like the mystery of what happened to the owner. And then the Agito and the unknown and everything like that was like the B plot for this episode. But it worked. Mm-hmm. Like, it was really interesting. I was in for the whole thing. I was there for it. I really liked this episode.
Yeah. Nice. I mean, when it's when it's well written, yeah, it works. I'm not on Hojo's side at all, but it's cool.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I was like, I hate this man. Like, I don't hate anybody. I can hate a fictional character, so I hate this man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Strong hate.
But then during this episode, I was like, okay, maybe he's not that bad. Like, I was really feeling it.
This is like what they tried to do with the birds, and and now it's
this one actually works though.
Yeah, this one works.
Yeah. So
it's just a regular hate. It's not like a super strong hate.
Yeah, we'll see. But that's my main thing for this. You have anything to add for that episode? It was a really good episode, though. I really like that one.
Yeah. I don't have anything to add. I think it was. No, I don't have anything to add. I thought it was kind of like nuts that dude just on site was like, "Yeah, you're out of here, buddy."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yep.
Whatever. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, it's just like small scenes with Soichi at the shop. So, and those are cute. So that's about it.
Yeah, we also do get a small scene with Hikawa kind of asking Shoichi, because he's still on the idea that the unknown are attacking people with powers. So he was like, well, did the owner kind of know he was about to die? And it seemed like the owner knew he was about to die, but maybe not we don't know if it was for powers or because he saw Tsukasa and he was like, okay, something's about to happen.
Yeah. It's like he's about to hit the fan all the way.
Or maybe he just thought he might disappear again.
True. Yeah, true. Yeah.
But good episode. I liked it.
Nuts. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Next.
So let's finish off this week of Agito with episode 20, That Awakening. Aru Mezame. So we start out with First Show asking Fishy Human or Fishy Adult for a portion of his power. So then First Show is still at the hospital talking to the Fishy Adult and kind of learning more about humans. And he's, I guess, been inside a lot of humans at that point, which seemed kind of weird because I'm pretty sure he was supposed to be human. But he asks for the power, and then we see that Fishy Human kind of says, okay, It doesn't matter if you're going to use it against me or for me. I'll give it to you. And then we see kind of the tattoo show up on First Show's hand. And then we kind of learned that First Show apparently killed the first Agito that was around. It's just a remark they make. Afterwards, Shoichi has Taichi and Mana kind of help watch the shop, which was pretty funny. We can get back to that in the when we talk about the episode. He goes back to the apartment to kind of take care of Ryo. While he's doing that, Ryo is getting instructions to kind of attack Shoichi. And it kind of sounds like they're coming from First Show. So before, I think Shoichi was kind of protected, but now it sounds like First Show is just like, yeah, I want to get him out of here. Then we kind of cut back to this apartment, and we have two new characters show up, and then we see Aki, and then we kind of hear that she has awakened powers, and then she kind of uses telekinesis to bring papers over to her, and we see it. Apparently the group had hacked a database to learn about the Agito capture plan, and now Aki kind of knows everything that was supposed to happen in the plan. She ends up running into First Show, and then she kind of collapses, and then he's like, I can make you more powerful. And then she goes on a killing spree of the Agito capture squad members, and the people end up dying, kind of like Mana's father, is what one of the detectives says. And then she comes across Hojo, because obviously he was part of the squad. And then while trying to attack Hojo, she gets attacked by an unknown. I think it's a group of 3. They see her, and then they start attacking. Shoichi arrives and then fights them while Aki runs away like she always does. But Agito ends up killing one of the unknown, and then the other 2 kind of double team him and beat him down pretty well. Meanwhile, Mana goes to the apartment for some reason, and then Ryo is getting another command to attack, and that's kind of where that episode ends off. It ends with Mana, who was with Shoichi before. When he runs off, she goes back to the apartment, maybe looking for Shoichi, but it's Ryo, and he's getting a command to attack, and that's kind of where the episode cuts off.
Yeah.
So I can go ahead and start. Yeah, I'll start off with going back to the bakery with Taichi and Mana. It was a pretty funny little thing with Taichi, like, yeah, Mana gets this amount per hour, and I get like a little bit more. And I'm like, why do you get more? And Taichi's like, you'll see. And then these 2 ladies walk in, and he proceeds to like just charm the butt off of them and get them to buy more money, buy more breads and stuff. So it was that was pretty funny.
My favorite line is like, he was like, oh, try the pickle sandwiches. They'll make you look 10 years younger. And then he said, well, in that case, you'll probably look like babies. And, and I was like, oh, man, he has them. He has them. Hook, line, and sinker. This guy is so natural.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. I say, yeah, this kid's going places.
Yeah. Even Mana, I think they cut back to her, and she's just like, okay. Okay. I mean, it's a little bit. Yeah, you got to respect the game. You can't. Yeah. It's just like,
hey, don't hate the
okay. Yeah. Okay.
Don't hate the player. Hey, man.
Yeah.
He didn't choose this life. This life chose him.
Yeah. So First Show, maybe we should give him another name, but for now, like, I don't know. That's going to be a weird setup. I still don't understand like the first guy, because he seems like ambivalent. So maybe he wasn't supposed to be all evil. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm ready to learn more about the unknown and what's going on and who all of these players are going to be. But I really like the episode. A lot more questions are popping up. Aki suddenly getting power. I guess that means maybe, a lot more of these humans can get those powers. And that's probably why they're kind of being targeted. I think Hikawa has, I guess the G3 squad has been saying that for a while. Like that's why they think people are getting attacked. but it feels like they might be right on the money.
Yeah. I mean, I thought, I can't remember if it was like a line that was said of like the people that were on this boat, or is it a boat or like a yacht or ferry or whatever? The one that went down, apparently.
Akatsuki.
Yeah, that one. That she was the one. I feel like the people who are getting powers were on that boat that were saved, and like that's who all the unknowns are attacking. Like the people who are on that boat, and like I don't know, but that could be like a stretch, but I got that idea.
Yeah, I think that's something to do with it. And I think in one of the episodes, maybe it was the previous episode, she asked Ryo if he had seen something. So it's like maybe something happened and they all saw the same thing.
Maybe. I want answers too. There's been definitely a lot of questions. Her suddenly, literally suddenly getting powers is insane. Like the last episode we saw her powerless, just running away, and then the next episode she's all of a sudden just murking people left and right. So yeah.
But I do think she said that being around Ryo might have upgraded her powers, or maybe being around Shoichi upgraded her powers or something like that, made her stronger, which means Mana should probably be up next. That's probably going to be happening.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a Mana versus Aki.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'm calling it. It'd be like Momo and Ira. Let's go. Let's go. Well, I thought, this episode was cool too. I think. Wait. I low-key wanted Hojo to be out of here.
Yeah, they have another scene with Hojo where they're trying to be nice and not invite him out to yakiniku, and then he's just like being a jerk, because of course he is. And then I was like right with the engineer, because she was like, well, yeah, I should have known better than being nice to this dude. And I was like, yeah, he's still a jerk.
Yeah.
But
yes. Oh, what a fleeting moment that the last episode was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why when I saw Aki like at his car, I said, "Oh yeah, it's time, baby." I said, "Yes, sir." Oh man, just for him to get saved by the unknown. God,
yeah,
bro. They couldn't wait like 2 seconds. Anyways.
Yep.
Although, freaking Shoichi was getting worked, bro. That was unfair. That double team was unfair. I can't hold you.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna see how he gets out of that one in the next episode. But overall, this was a good, solid 4.
Yeah, I really liked it. But that's it for Kamen Rider Agito for today. Well,
wait, no, the bakery's getting shut down.
Yeah, the owner or somebody that said they were the owner of the bakery came by and he was like, "Yeah, this place is gonna get closed, and I'm going to build a ramen shop, I think." Yes. Ramen shop, yeah. Maybe it'll be the cops' ramen shop that they always go to.
Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be a turn of events.
Yeah,
that bakery was short lived, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But now that really is it.
Yeah. So that's it for Agito for this week, which brings us to the close of the show. Housekeeping wise, the rest of DandaDan and Gachiakuta breakouts should probably be up this week. Probably before the last episode of DandaDan that we go over, which should also be at the end or next week. But all of those should be up pretty soon. So look forward to that. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. So as always, thank you for staying with us and hanging out with us. Come back next week if you can. Check out some of our previous episodes if you want to. Check out the breakouts. Well, if you got this far into it, you probably have seen everything. But if not, check out the breakouts. Let us know if there's anything else you want us to catch, either from this season or next season, because we'll soon be figuring out what we're going to watch for the fall anime. But other than that, this is Super Jolly Mac and DonTheVan signing off. We may not have much money, we may not have much time, but there's one thing we do have a lot of, and that is
liberated Gao crystals. Yep.